Welcome back, my YouTube channel. Happy to help you about the second PU statistics. So many students are asking me that the second PU question paper, section A is very difficult, sir. Very difficult because there is no choice question. Answer all the following. We have a 5 questions are there. So we should write compulsory 5 questions. But here, what I observed all 3 model paper, the section A, something is different. Model paper A is different. Model paper B also is different. Model paper C is different from section A, section B. The remaining mains are almost same. But note that, so 1 mark question, that is the first question, they're going to ask you the vital statistics. And question number 2, index number. Instead of index number, time series also possible to ask. And question number 3, theoretical distribution. Question number 4, statistical inference. Question number 5, operation research. But this is not final, the pattern. So lots of changes happen. Instead of index number, time series also they can ask. And even model 1 papers or model 2 also. So there is a not same pattern, but randomly we are choosing it. So instead of index number is also they can ask time series also. So very important. So listen carefully today. So come to 1. So what do you mean by vital statistics? What are the questions they are going to ask you? Okay. So many things are there. First one, what do you mean by demography? And what are the sources of vital statistics? And write the formula for 2 in between the census here. That is PT is equal to P naught plus birth minus death plus immigrants minus emigrants. And after that, what is mortality and what is fertility and what is fecundity also possible, and which type of measure of mortality, comparison of death rate. The answer is standardized death rate. And which measure of fertility for comparison, that is called total fertility rate. And what do you mean by infant? And what do you mean by neonatal? What do you mean by maternal mortality rate? And after that, what is the woman childbearing age group? That is 15 to 49. And after that, what are the uses of vital statistics? And what do you mean by life table? What do you mean by cohort? What do you mean by radix? And what is longevity? And what is expectation of life? So majority, this type of question might be come in vital statistics. And even you can see merits and demerits of all the measure of fertility and all the measure of mortality also you people are to study. The majority. So this type of question might be come in vital statistics. Come to index number. Instead of index number, time series question also come. So index number, many questions, theory questions are there. Many theory questions. So what are that? First one, what is index number? And why index number is called economic barometer? And anyone uses of index number, anyone limitations of index number, anyone uses of index number, and what are the relationship between Laspier's and Pasch's about Darvish-Bode with shortcut formula, and what is the relationship between Laspier's, Pasch's about Fisher's price index number, that is also shortcut formula. And you people are check which weights are used in Laspier's price or quantity, which weights are used in Pasch's price and quantity, which weights are used in Marshall-Edgeworth price and quantity, which weights are used in Darvish-Bode price and quantity index number, which weights are used in Fisher price index number and Fisher quantity index number. And after that, there is a formula also they can ask. Write down the formula for weighted arithmetic mean, write down the formula for unweighted AM. So many questions are there. And which price index number is called upward bias? Which price index number is called downward bias? So what is consumer price index number? Mention the steps for using construction of consumer price index number, and write any two steps construction of index number only. And what are the steps in the construction of index number? What are the steps in the construction of consumer price index number? Mention the two methods used in consumer price index number. So that is called aggregative expenditure method, family budget method, and yeah, many theory questions are there. So they can ask many theory questions. And even come to, instead of question two, time series also. So time series, many theory questions are there. So what type of theory question? Define time series. What is a histogram? What are the uses of time series? And what are the components of time series? The first one defines secular trend, uses, causes, duration, predictable or unpredictable. Second one, what is seasonal variation? Example, uses, causes, duration, predictable or unpredictable. And similarly, what is cyclical variation? Uh, Diagrammatically sketch the business cycle, and causes also the users and duration, whether predictable, unpredictable. And finally, irregular variation. So irregular variation definition, users, causes, and duration, whether predictable, unpredictable. So after that, what are the merits and demerits of method of measuring trend, graphic method, semi-averages method, and even method of moving averages? Merits and demerits are important. And method of least squares, merits and demerits are important. And what are the conditions for method of least squares? Yeah. So this type of question should be you have to remember, that is called time series. And come to theoretical distribution. So when you answer theoretical distribution, you should know minimum 8 probability distribution property compulsory. Compulsory we should know. So you can study for theoretical 1 mark, even 2 mark also, you can very much helpful. The theoretical distribution, so we have a two type of distributions are there. Number one, Bernoulli distribution, and binomial distribution, and Poisson distribution, and hypergeometric distribution. Similarly, there are 4 types of continuous probability distribution, namely number one, normal distribution, standard normal distribution, chi-square distribution, and chi-student distribution. And one question is compulsory for student distribution and chi-square distribution. So these two distribution property we should study thoroughly. So because there's a 2 mark on compulsory question also might become. So one is student distribution, one is chi-square distribution. So almost many properties are there. So we should study the all theoretical distribution property. So we need to study. So it is very much helpful for 1 mark question also and 2 mark questions also. And similarly, inference, definitely one question, statistical inference. So 30 to 31 definition plus standard error formula and test statistics formula also might be asked. So here, what is parameter, what is statistic, and what is parameter space, sample space, what is sampling distribution of statistics, and what is standard error, what are the uses of standard error. And there are 2 branches of statistical inference. One is theory of estimation, theory of hypothesis. The theory of estimation, there is estimation, estimator, estimate. And after that, we have a 2 type of estimation. One is called point estimation, interval estimation. After that, confidence interval, confidence coefficient, confidence limit. So come to theory of hypothesis, is a null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, type 1 error, type 2 error. So size of the test, level of significance, power of the test, and after that, so critical region, acceptance region, critical value, then one tail test, two tail test. So these definitions you should compulsory remember. So otherwise you can't get 80 out of 80. You need to study statistical inference, 31 definition, standard error, and test statistics. So standard error formula, the standard error of x bar is equal to sigma by root n, and standard error of, so x bar 1 minus x bar 2 is equal to square root of sigma 1 square by n1 plus sigma 2 square by n2, and standard error of small p is equal to root of pq by n. So definitely they ask 1 mark question like this. And even test statistics also. So JETCAL test 1 x bar minus mu naught divided by sigma by root n. So JETCAL x bar 1 minus x bar 2 divided by square root of sigma 1 square by n1 plus sigma 2 square by n2, and JETCAL third test small p minus capital P naught divided by root of pq by n, and JETCAL is equal to, so this is the test statistics first four. So small p1 minus small p2 divided by square root of pq, so 1 over n1 plus 1 over n2. So these are the test statistics formula. I should remember compulsorily. So that is called statistical inference. So after that, OR, operations research. Yes, here. So game theory is important, inventory theory is important, LPP is important, and transportation problem is important. So come to point LPP, linear programming problem. So what are the important definition here? So first one, what is unique solution? What is multiple solution? What is no solution? What is unbounded solution? And what are decision variable? So what is solution? What are feasible solution? What are optimal solution? So these questions are important. Why feasible solution always exists in the first quadrant? Right? These are important. Game theory. So come to point game theory. Here many theory questions are there. What is a player, course of action, strategy, pure strategy, mixed strategy, and what is saddle point? What is payoff? What are payoff matrix? And what is 1% game, 0% game, 2% zero sum game, characteristics of game. So many things they're going to ask in game theory. And transportation problem. What is a degenerate solution, non-degenerate solution, when TP is balanced, when TP is unbalanced, right? So like this transportation problem. Then inventory theory. Here many theory questions are there. So what is inventory? What are the cost of inventory? What is holding cost? And what is setup cost? What is ordering cost? And what is the stock replenishment? What is time horizon? What is lead time or delivery lag? Right? Many theory questions are there. So LPP, game theory, transportation problem, so inventory theory. So replacement theory. So we have only 3 questions. What is replacement? What is replacement problem? What is the principle adopted? So what are the principle adopted for applying replacement theory? The answer is simple. The total annual average cost in the column start decreasing, immediately increasing. So the last decreasing is the machine should be replaced at the end of, let me 5 year or 4 year or 3 year. Correct? So this is nothing but, so section A, 1 mark question. There's no choice. So all students are, problem like only for this made. So this mean is easy only, but it depends on your hard work. So what type of hard work here, especially theoretical distribution, we need to study. And in that, the binomial distribution property, Poisson distribution property, hypergeometric property, and normal distribution property. So chi-square and chi-square distribution and student distribution. So all properties you should remember compulsory. So otherwise, no use it. So after that inference, many theory questions are there. So we need to study important one. After that, OR. The last three chapters might be you people are a bit tough. So because you are not studied properly. So now onwards also you people are get ready to start like, the first one is theoretical distribution property Bernoulli. So what Bernoulli property? So the PMF of Bernoulli is P of x is equal to P to the power of x, Q to the power 1 minus x follows 0 and 1. So second one, the range of Bernoulli distribution is 0 and 1. The parameter of Bernoulli distribution is P. And the mean is equal to P, variance is equal to PQ, standard deviation is the root of PQ. So similarly, the relationship between mean and variance of Bernoulli distribution, that is called PQ. See, these are the 5 property and even 10 property. So each distribution. So we need to study, otherwise no other go. So you need to score 80 out of 80 in, the 1 mark section, 2 mark main also. Out of 8 questions, we are able to write 5 questions. That is very easy. Aramse we can guess. And even happy news for that, PU board is announcing internal marks. PU board is announcing internal mark in the notice board first time. So definitely you can go and see the internal mark out of 120, how much you got it. So before only you'll get it. So that is yesterday Education Minister Kumar Mangarappa is announced it, the happy moment. So let's see when the college people are announcing. So after that, binomial distribution. So after that binomial distribution, there also. So PMF of binomial distribution is, so NCX, P to the power of x, Q to the power n minus x follows 0, 1, 2, etc. n. So parameter is n and p. Range is 0, 1, 2, etc. n. So mean is equal to np. Variance is equal to npq. Standard deviation root of npq. Under what value of p binomial distribution? Symmetrical 0.5. P is less than 1 by 2. Binomial distribution is positively skewed. P is greater than 0.5. Binomial distribution is negatively skewed. And binomial distribution tends to Poisson to condition n tends to infinity, p tends to 0, np is equal to lambda. Under what condition binomial distribution tends to normal? So that is n tends to infinity, p and q are very small. So this type of property you always remember. So then only you can able to answer model 1, model 2 also.